Hello, Algebra 2 students. This is just a video, a short one, hopefully, to just sort of help you along with your homework on section 2.2, which was entitled, section 2.2 is entitled Characteristics of Quadratic Functions. And so, as mentioned in class, your homework is to do on page 59, numbers 1 through 26. Okay, and so let's take a look at this. So your homework looks like this on page 26, or on page, pardon me, 59. As you can see, the first examples there, they ask you to graph the function and then label the vertex and axis of symmetry. And so let's just sort of pick one and go from there. And so we'll pick maybe number 3. And so g of x equals x plus 3 quantity squared plus 5. And so we're supposed to label the vertex and the axis of symmetry. All right, so here's the homework. Here's the problem we were discussing. And for one thing, remember that if you see g of x, you can just replace it with y if you like. Okay, so g is a function of x, and then its values are equal to the values of y. And so for one thing, if you see that function notation and you would prefer to look at it with a y, that's totally okay. And so as discussed in class, the vertex here, okay, it would be -3, +5. All right, remember that when an equation is written in the form a times the quantity of x minus h squared plus k, that the vertex is hk. And so in our case, you could think of this right here as x minus -3. And so that means that h is -3 and that k is 5. The axis of symmetry is always, always, always x equals h. And so if you know the x coordinate of the vertex, then you know the axis of symmetry. And so in our case, the axis of symmetry is x equals -3. Now we're asked to graph. And in this case, we just kind of want a quick graph, okay? And so we'll just draw axes here. We have a vertex at -3, 5. And so we'll place a point at -3, 5, all right? And an axis of symmetry here is at x equals -3. And remember that parabolas are symmetric. And so if we just sort of draw this parabola like this, all right, and make sure that we label it to be -3, 5, then that's really what we're after today. It's not a bad idea at all to plug in not only the vertex and make a little XY chart, but maybe plug like a 0 in to see where we're at. And so if we plug the 0 in here, 0 plus 3 squared plus 5, right? That would be 14. And so 0, 14 is our y-intercept. I could label it right there, 0, 14. And so that would be a quick sketch of a parabola. It's not perfectly accurate, but it gives you 2 points and it knows that the parabola opens up. Okay, let's take a look at questions 13 through 16 real fast from your homework. And in 13 through 16, it's a matching situation. It says use the axis of symmetry to match the equation with its graph. And so, for example, on number 13, you would reason from the equation that the vertex is at 3, 1, and then the parabola opens up. And so you want to find one of these choices whose vertex is at 3, 1, and the parabola opens up. And as you can see, this graph here This point here is the vertex at 3, 1. The axis of symmetry is in red. That's x equals 3. And then the parabola opens up. Okay? And so the answer to 13 would be C. We'll make another short video explaining how to do some of the questions from 17 to 26. Hope you enjoyed it.